Hey, what's happening, everybody? Hope you are all well on this fabulous Tuesday. So it has been a while since I have sat here and sat down in front of a screen and chatted with you all. So apologies. Tried to do these as much as I can, but action equals traction. So I'm always out here trying to make sure that we're progressing Nico forward and putting stuff out there. So we'll go over some things I just wanted to do and ask me anything really quickly because we've got a lot of exciting things that we've been up to the past month, things that we're working on, things that are going to be coming, and then things that are going to be happening with our investment offering on WeFunder. So I am just going to dive right in and let's see here. So here's some things that we've been up to this month. So I had the opportunity to sit down with not one, but two of our United States congressmen. So got to sit down with Jack Bergman. And the other one's kind of hidden here. But this guy in the blue suit there is Troy Balderson. So Jack is from Michigan and the representative up from the Traverse City area for Congress, and Troy is our representative here in Delaware, Ohio, just north of Columbus. So had the privilege to chat with both of those gentlemen. We are working on an exciting thing with congressional funding. So that is what I've been up to. It focuses on our research with the plastic waste and putting that into our infrastructure. So we've got partnerships with the Army Corps of Engineers, and we are working on something big in that sector. So that is why I am chatting with both of those congressmen to work on the funding effort for that, for our research, development, and commercialization of that product line. So super excited about that. It's a unique way to build a company, and it makes anybody's investment money go further. So and it's a super relevant topic right now in our congressional delegation. Next, we had, man, I don't like how it cuts all this off, but we'll deal with it. Maybe if I remove myself. We're at Tyndall Air Force Base and the Army Corps of Engineers down in Vicksburg, Mississippi, with the robotic crack seal truck. So this was a paid contract for us to go and actually test down at Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City, which they have dubbed the base of the future. For those of you that don't know, Tyndall Air Force Base basically got wiped off the map with Hurricane Michael about 4 years ago. So back in 2018, it was a Category 5 storm, and it destroyed over 500 buildings and structures on Tyndall Air Force Base. So they are in the rebuild section or the rebuild process of Tyndall Air Force Base. They have dubbed it the base of the future. They are looking at all the technologies out there that can help with installation resiliency and advanced technologies. So the robot fits right up their alley. It was awesome to go and actually put it on installation. And as you can see from the pictures here, we actually crack sealed the roads down at Tyndall Air Force Base. So did some test sections down there. And then we took the technology prior to that over to the Army Corps of Engineers in Vicksburg, Mississippi. They have been amazing partners of ours. I just can't speak to the level of sophistication, the facilities that they have, and how valuable, especially as a startup, that is to us for our ongoing success, the testing, the validation from real world people that are actually taking it and putting it into use at military installations. That's a big feather in our hat for them. And we love the Army Corps of Engineers, love getting down to Vicksburg, Mississippi, and seeing the all the technology and the facilities that they have down there. It's quite, they call it Disney World for nerds. And I am happy to be a nerd when I'm down at the Army Corps of Engineers, because it is truly amazing. But we were able to do that down at the Army Corps, show them. We've got some things in the works with them. And then Tyndall Air Force Base, again, testing the robot. And then lastly, last week, I was out in Colorado. We were talking with a bunch of investors. We're one of the companies that was participating at the Industry Growth Forum, and took the opportunity. We've been doing some testing with this and other things, but I present, debuting right now, necoBlock. So necoBlock is something that we talked about for a long time. We've looked at different solutions. This one looks very promising, so I'm not going to, dub it the official launch, but we'll wait to get test results back. But what you see there is actually a concrete block made with recycled waste. So we are actually taking something that would normally end up in the landfill and making it into a usable block that this is actually designed for buildings and structures. So this is something that could be utilized to build a shed, a building in the back, a garage addition, public works buildings. If you think about the stuff that's out at the parks and recs, so like the bathroom stalls and everything, and it's super sustainable. So it's designed as kind of an earth block. So it's designed that it's using natural resources on site. So we're maximizing the in situ use of materials, so which means localized materials. So we're eliminating some of the logistics and the shipping costs with materials at site, and really also provides a great HVAC solution. So it's a very sustainable block in the sense that great thermal properties that help insulate buildings. So reducing energy costs. It's everything, as you can see, new, eco, ecological, new or innovative ecological is what we're all about at Neco. So I'm super excited to be finally, looking at this in detail. We've been working on this several months, just looking at different materials, different ways that we can do different things, some of the technologies out there. So super excited about that, the potential future product there. We'll know. We're going to let the stuff cure, actually test it. But that is right up our alley of infrastructure and sustainable reuse of waste in infrastructure products in the asphalt concrete market. I will go ahead and turn this back off. So like I said, been traveling. I think I'm home for a few weeks here, but I will be going back out on the road. We've gotten selected for a couple of accolades here. So we got one of the top startups in the Midwest Air Force Collider. So we will be presenting at that in early May. We did get picked up for our phase 2 by an Air Force base. So we're working on the submission. I got the team. I was here till 3 a.m. last night. I'll be here till 3 a.m. tonight, working on the submissions for the phase 2 portion of our AFWERX project for the robotic crack seal machine. So that'll enable us to R&D the version 2.0, if you will, that will actually be used for our federal agencies. So super excited about that one. We'll be doing some demos out at the Air Force bases with the robotic crack seal unit, and then navigating that down the path line. We look at Neco as kind of 3 things: sustainable materials, sustainable equipment, and then sustainable systems that is like data repository and analytics that allows us to better utilize not only waste materials, but the efficiency use of materials and equipment to install our nation's infrastructure. So kind of a hot topic right now with infrastructure. We're doing a lot of work with the infrastructure bill, analyzing some of the stuff in there. And then we just got picked up by Michigan Next Cycle. So I think I shared that the last time. There's going to be a formal press release coming out, but we are one of just a handful of companies that were chosen for that project. So super excited to be working on our recycled plastic waste and asphalt technologies for that. And then what this all leads to. So we are, going out with non-dilutive capital that maximizes our bottom line for our investors. And so we are utilizing WeFunder for the launch of our first capital raise. And I'm excited to share that I have gone ahead and we've filed to extend our WeFunder campaign. So we did this kind of as a test to see if there was enough, demand out there. We're not a typical consumer-facing product yet. We've got some things in the works, so necoBlock could be one of those. But it was something that we're seeing if there was a crowd, a community around us. So we are embracing what WeFunder has launched here recently, which is called their community round. So if you think about this, it's a chance for investment. It's a chance to participate in our success. So there is a future equity stakeholder that will be granted through as we go through our capital raising thing. But it's a chance to get in on the ground floor early with us as our first capital raise. But this is what we're building is so much more than just an investment vehicle or even a company. It's a community. So that's really what we have is a community around the sustainable practices. So we can be better in the way that we take care of the world. And, infrastructure is not going away no matter which type of vehicle we evolve to. So if we all start flying cars, we're still going to need a place for those flying cars to come down and actually land, right? So whether it's helipads, eVTOL pads, runways, or what we see in use now with roads, infrastructure is one of our most critical assets for humanity. That's great, but we can be better stewards of infrastructure. So we can be better at using materials. If you look at the concrete industry, the cement production alone, if it was a country by itself, it would be the 5th most polluting country on the planet. That's, there's better ways to do that, right? So we're working on, some carbon sequestering stuff with our concrete products lines that help reuse waste materials, still make a very high quality product, but is a better way to take care of the world that we live in, and not throw everything in a hole. That's kind of where this company started and where it's continuing to go. Doors keep opening up for us to enter that market with different technologies. So if you look at the infrastructure market, it's one of the last markets that's been touched by widespread adoption of technology. When we take the robot out there, it's the first time that the industry's seen a robot. So thankful for that partnership with robotic maintenance vehicles, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of that out there. And then we're going and helping our warfighters with it. So it's kind of multifaceted for us, but again, it's building that community, encouraging our lawmakers and our corporations and citizens, you and I, to be more responsible with the way that we build. So that's what NECO is all about. That's the chance and the opportunity that we are offering. So like I said, we are filing. Our original campaign only was going through April 30th just because of the way that the tax breaks and financials work. So we have had our 2021 financials reviewed, and we will be filing with the SEC that update, and you will see some new things coming out where our campaign will actually be extended beyond April 30th, allowing more people to participate. We've welcomed over 120 investors. We have around $175,000 that we've raised in the first 2 months, which was, we're very happy with that. So if you look at the traction of what most crowdfunding campaigns get, they don't eclipse that level. So the average campaign is below that threshold. So super thrilled to have all you on board that are already invested, and we welcome all the other people that are out there. So come join our community, our NECO community. There'll be a lot of cool things that we're doing with inside that community that will have special events and everything else. And you guys will be kind of the first ones to know about all the stuff that is happening with NECO. But we're being really responsible with the way that we build a company. So being able to go out and raise non-dilutive capital from the federal government, from the Air Force, from Congress, really differentiates us than your typical startup. So, and that's just a blend of the connections and the people that we've been acquainted with over the past decade and a half. So from my infrastructure days and my holding public office and knowing the processes and how things work, we're truly building something different, and we're doing it. Behind me is Ohio Wesleyan University, so we're building a really cool ecosystem here at Ohio Wesleyan University. That it's not just about Nico. Nico's great. That's a flagship of the center here, but I want to help hundreds of other entrepreneurs do the same. So as we add new entrepreneurs to our network, the network becomes greater. Rising tide raises all the boats, right? So that's what we've been able to do. I've helped several other founders. I had a couple of calls with founders this week, introducing them to different connections into the DoD and federal markets, and helped other companies get federal contracts. So it's a strategy for us. We're hook, line, and sinker with that. You'll see us win multiple more Air Force and Army and hopefully other contracts in a truly non-dilutive way that then goes on and helps us develop our technologies and validate them with one of the most amazing entities out there with our nation's warfighters. So, because if you want to test something to see whether it works, give it to a warfighter. I guarantee you will know at the end of the day whether you have a good product or not. So that's our strategy. Super blessed as always to be part of this and what we're doing. Thank you everybody that reached out over the last month. Got tons of messages and connections to new people. One of the congressman introductions came through the community that we've got. So that's amazing. Appreciate you guys thinking of us when you're looking at different things. We'll keep chatting. So feel free to recommend us to anybody. We'll have conversations with just about anybody, and we appreciate it. So truly thankful to be leading this. Thank you to my team. My team is amazing. So because when I go on the road for a month at a time, that can be hard. So my team held down the fort. We've got proposals that went out, new accolades and new competitions that we got part of. And then we've got our big proposal due next Monday that it's kind of all hands on deck working on that until we get that one through. But it's an opportunity to build the robot to a new level that we haven't had before. So anyways, hope you all are well. If you have any questions, feel free to message us. So I think I answered most of them just through chatting. But yes, the big one is that the WeFunder will be extended. And we haven't put a final timeline on that, but it allows people to keep evaluating us, invest now, invest later. But we will, I told you guys I would hold off on the large scale investors. So I did that. But now I'm approaching them. So we will be reaching out to the large scale investors. So I don't know how quickly we will close this round. But I can tell you that the other side of the market, the traditional capital is going to be coming in here soon. So we'll be having more conversations around that here shortly. So feel free, go check out our WeFunder. So if you simply go to WeFunder, WeFunder.com and /necoTECH or search necoTECH on there, you will find us and you can see all of our offering, all our details, our financials. All the information is there, so you can invest on there and join our Nico community. We would welcome you with open arms and appreciate it. So thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful close to your Tuesday. I'm going to get back to work. I will be here late, and everybody take care. See ya.